Welcome to Pure Yoga and a personal training session that we will conduct today using the technique of squatting. So today Jill's with us and we're going to look at correct form, correct technique, which is something that we focus specifically on when we do personal training. Again, one of the benefits of personal training is that we can always observe what's going on and get maximum benefit out of any movement that we do. So Jill's here with us to look at alignment and look at the correct technique and correct positioning of the squat. So first of all, she's going to ensure that her feet sit hip distance apart. Very much important aspect of the squat, that all of our joints are aligned correctly. So in this instance, it's ankles, knees and hips. Doesn't matter too much about what happens with the hands or the arms. They can either sit onto the hips, they can cross at the chest, they can stand and stay by the sides. Again, personal preference for Jill in this instance. So I'm going to get her to imagine that there's a seat or a chair sitting behind her, and she's going to take a seat straight back into that, so her bottom leads out the back. And then she's going to push through her heels and come straight back up out of the movement. So again, keep going for us here, Jill. The importance here, as I mentioned, pressing down through the heels, very important to ensure that we don't work into the knees here and that we have a lot of power as we come back up. We're also executing a little bit of effort there into those hamstrings. Jill's also making very sure here that she's got this concept of her tailbone tucking under so that her lower back doesn't swing out, that she doesn't feel compression or any pain into that lower part of her back. So that then she switches on the front of her body, her abdominal muscles are working, but her lower back and her back muscles are switched off and they are relaxing. So there's no effort in the back, a little bit of work going into the belly, lots of work going into the legs because it's very much a leg-driven movement to squat, no pain in the knees because again our weight's in our heels, and I know Jill can wriggle her toes in her shoes perfectly well, ensuring that she does move and execute the movement from those heels. Now additionally to this, Jill, we can make you work a little bit harder. We can give you a set of hand weights, so we're going to put these into both of the hands. The extra 5 kilos in each of the hands is going to make Jill work that little bit harder. So not only were we using body weight, now we get to use a little bit of extra weight to contribute to more effort going into this pose. So again, she continues working through that same movement of tucking her tailbone under, drawing her belly muscles in, and pressing all her way through her heels to really ensure that those legs are working 100%. Again, a very typical movement that when not looked after properly can cause a lot of injuries, particularly in the knees, the squatting movement. Now from this movement here, from the squat that Jill's doing, we can make this one a little bit more challenging. We're going to ask the core to do even more work now. So from here, Jill, we're going to see if we can come up onto this bow suit, a half ball. Both her feet are going to balance here. Not only does she need to switch on the core, but she's going to have to control her legs a little more because you can see already here, there's this sort of action where the feet want to wobble forward and back. So we're going to try and get that same principle, a little bit of extra weight into those heels, pressing down through the heels and executing the movement quite clearly here. Jill is not letting her knees knock together. They are always staying in line with her hips. So perfect movement from here. She's got that nice slight tuck of the tail and again activating the core, which is very much important for the balance. Now I'm going to ask her to stay here and make her work one more into a little bit of extra effort. She's got that extra 5 kilos in both those hands. So it's a bit of a double whammy now. We've got challenge in the core, balance in the feet, and now an extra 10 kilos. And I can see how much it has to work because I can see from here those legs are having a little bit of a shake, and she is really ensuring that she's got good form in this movement. And it doesn't mean that we have to do a lot. When we have good form and we move correctly, 8 to 10 can be maximum here of 100% effort rather than having to do hundreds of them and doing them incorrectly. So let's just take one more here, Jill, and you can see her gaze is down, and she is really focusing here, keeping that to help keep that balance. I'm going to help her off here by taking those hand weights so she doesn't have to cause any injury or pain here. And we've just completed a few different ways of being able to execute the perfect squat, both using body weight, by using hand weights, and by challenging our balance and our core.